Jasmine Sandhawalia, let me start with you. You've just heard Dr. S.Y. Qureshi. He's not affiliated to the Congress. He's not affiliated to the BJP. He's someone who's a professional and has served as the Election Commission of India's top boss. He's saying it doesn't seem like a good idea. And what is more problematic is that it is being thrust down the throat of this country. When you say that states don't have a say, when you say the opposition can oppose for all it wants, but the fact is it's a good idea and we'll push it through. Can you push something like one nation, one election that impacts all of us without a consensus?
Shreya, I want to smilingly say today to you that we are not pushing, the BJP is not pushing this idea on anybody. It will not be passed if it'll be done. That is the reason BJP has referred it to the JPC. The committee will come to a conclusion. And I do want to, I with due respect to the top boss, to the ex-top boss of the Election Commission, he repeatedly kept saying that the migrants will not be able, would they like to go after 100 days? What happens when he goes for the parliament election, then the assembly election, and then the panchayat election? These are very frivolous logistics to give. I feel that in an aspiring nation where we are aspiring to reach much higher, certain ideas which are new. Actually, it is not a new idea. If you think about it historically, this nation went to polls together from 1951 to 67, and Congress was ruling till 67. No other party was ruling. Suddenly, just because you have to oppose an idea should not be any parliamentarian's attitude towards it. It is a good idea. We in the parliament, we in the BJP feel that it's a good idea. It will help the nation. It will curtail down expenses, whether somebody agrees or not. We have repeated it today in the parliament also. It has been said that 1.5% the GDP will go up. You have to understand that a nation of 100 crore voters, when they go to vote, when the assembly and the parliament election will be held simultaneously, the expenditure of parliament election and assembly elections will come down drastically. The corruption will come down. The procedural issues which happen, that the teachers have to be sent on duty repeatedly. In 5 years, what happens is that first we have the parliament election, then we have the assembly election, then we have the panchayat elections, then we also have municipal corporation elections. And I think it's a great idea. The Congress has, or the opposition has, every right to disagree with it, but we will agree on a consensus on it. We are not going to be, and the states are proactive. Sorry, please go ahead.
Okay, so essentially what you are saying is that India started with one nation, one election. Yes. You're absolutely right. For the first 20 years since our independence, we did start with one nation, one election. And then we had to evolve out of it because assemblies fell and the Lok Sabha fell. And then it became simply impossible to sync the timetables. What do you do if an state assembly falls in 3 years? Do you wait for 2 years to hold another election just to sync it with the national election? So there were practical challenges that happened. Now, whoever shoulders the responsibility comes to frame, to overcome these hiccups, all the best to them. But let me just get in our Congress spokesperson as well this evening. Sujata Paul, spokesperson of the Congress party. Look at the words that have been used by the opposition today, and I want to ask you whether they are too harsh for an idea that possibly needs to be debated. You can reject it, but reject it after a debate. Look at the words that have been used. Move towards dictatorship, throttling democracy. Real objective is to bring a new constitution. Why not base your argument just on logic and countering what the BJP is saying or what the Govt panel report is saying, rather than, making this about dictatorship and throttling democracy, etc. How is this throttling democracy if an idea is being discussed?
Firstly, Shreya ji, The BJP spokesperson, when she spoke about the migrant laborers and they're not getting a chance to vote, and it's okay, because that's a very elitist view. We might sit in studios and debate, but the man out there, the woman out there, they have that right that gives them the right to elect their own government. Now, very important questions have been asked by you, and I must point out to you that when we are debating something on facts, the fact is that this government wants to change the constitution. Otherwise, you explain to me, why do they want to centralize powers so much that everything has to be decided by the center? And that's what the Govt report says, that the states play no part in it. States are not important. That is an attack on the federalism of this country. That is an attack on the democracy of this country. And democratic right is that one single vote that you cast to elect your representative, whether for the Lok Sabha, the Vidhan Sabha, or your local elections. Local body elections, why have they been kept out of this? That is something that I haven't understood at all. And the fact that today the BJP has had to send notices to those parliamentarians who weren't present in the Lok Sabha today speaks a lot, that even their own members are not very serious about it. They understand that this is never going to happen and this should not happen. And according to the Keshwanand Bharti case, the basic structure of the constitution cannot be changed. They did not have 2/3 majority when they were tabling it. Forget sending it to the JPC. They would have had to send it. And because even Amit Shah ji said that the Prime Minister had also said that there should be consensus on this and this should be sent to a JPC. Now tell me, isn't this a waste of time if we are going through this exercise? But like the former EC said, this is basically to satisfy the ego of one man. When you're throttling throttling people, when you're throttling their voice, when you want to force something like this, it also means that one election means you can do whatever you want, mismanage, manage, whatever you call it. But
what is the fear?
You can do it.
Tell me, what is the fear of the Congress party and the opposition? When you're saying this is to massage the ego of one man, how does one nation, one election benefit just one party or one man? Their argument is it benefits every citizen in this country. It benefits every political party in this country.
No, tell me, when the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government fell by a single vote, after 13 days, do you think that every state would have had to conduct elections? And for one whole year, if it's within 100 days, like they are saying, you tell me, if you have elections for 2 months for Parliament and then Vidhan Sabha, and then within the 100 days, you will have the local body elections, what is going to happen? 1 year, everybody is just going to be involved in electioneering. 1 year, everybody is going to be involved only in politics. This is not how it works, and I'll tell you why I said and why the Congress party is saying that this is going to benefit only one party. Because if you want to manage something, have elections using the ballot paper. If you want to manage something, it's so easy to manage it just once. So if you want to manage everything, you can manage it once, right? That is also one point that you must remember. And therefore,